You ever have one of those moments where a tool you rely on just stares back at you with an error message? You're in the middle of a job, everything's prepped, and the software decides today's the day it's going to be difficult. That's exactly the kind of headache that can stop a workshop code, especially when you're dealing with something as specific as a BMW all-keys law situation. You've got the module out, the rig is set up, and suddenly, it's not a hardware problem. It's a firmware wall. This is Hussein, and welcome back to Baabji Motors, where we break down those real-world diagnostic and programming puzzles that don't always have a straightforward answer in the manual. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of this BMW fix, let's get the formalities out of the way. This content is purely for educational and informational purposes, aimed at helping technicians and auto enthusiasts understand the process. Any images or clips used are for review and education under fair use, and all trademarks belong to their respective owners. As always, you need to follow manufacturer procedures and local regulations when you're working on vehicles. Now, with that covered, let's talk about why your Yanhua ACDP might be refusing to cooperate and how to get past it. So here's the scenario that prompted this whole deep dive. You're working on a 2013 BMW 3 Series, and it's a classic all-keys law situation. You pull out your Yanhua Mini ACDP, you connect it, and the initial read, the pre-processing info check, goes perfectly fine. You're feeling good. Then you hit that pre-processing function, and the screen throws up a message that just kills the momentum. Doesn't support this SW version. It's frustrating, right? The tool reads a module, but it won't work with it. The knee-jerk reaction is to think the tool is useless for this job, but that's not exactly the case. The core issue here is a mismatch. The ACDP as configured cannot interface with a specific firmware version currently running on your FEM, the front electronic module. It's a language barrier. The solution isn't to give up. It's to update the module's firmware to a version that the Yanhua can talk to. And here's the kicker. You can actually perform this firmware update using the ACDP itself. You don't necessarily need to switch to another tool, though we'll cover that option too. Before you even think about removing the module from the car, it's always worth attempting a diagnostic and potential update through the OBD port. Sometimes the fix is simpler than you think. But if you're at the point where the module is out, or you're committed to the bench programming route, here's the process. Inside the Yanhua ACDP software, you're going to navigate to the Restore function. This is your gateway. You'll see a clear, 3-step process laid out for you. Step 1 is absolutely critical. Back up the coding data. You cannot skip this. This saves all the specific configuration data for that particular car. Step 2 is where the magic happens. You're going to program a FEM or BDC system. When you get to this step, you'll be given options for which software version or SWFL to use. You need to select the option that updates the firmware, specifically the second option, which is the update path. Step 3 is simply writing that backed up coding data back onto the module after new firmware is installed. Follow those steps in order. Choose the right firmware path, and you're essentially giving the module a software upgrade that brings it into the Yanhua's compatibility zone. Now, if you don't have the ACDP handy for the update, or you just prefer using another tool you're more familiar with, there's a solid alternative. Tools like the Autel IM508 or IM608 are perfectly capable of handling this FEM firmware update. If you go this route, Baabji Motors strongly recommends doing on the bench and, once again, making absolutely sure you have a full backup of the coding data before you start. The process with Autel is similar. You'd go into the BMW FEM section, run a version detect, and it will likely tell you the current software isn't supported for key programming. From there, you navigate to the programming or ECU upgrade section. The update itself takes about 10 minutes. Just ensure you have a stable internet connection and a solid power supply for the module. Once the auto finishes flashing the new firmware, you can then switch back to your Yanhua ACDP, and it should now recognize the module and allow you to add the key without any issue. So, to directly answer the question that started this all, when your Yanhua ACDP says it doesn't support the software version, it's not a dead end. It's a sign that the module's firmware needs to be updated. You can do this directly through the ACDP's Restore function, or you can use an Autel to perform the firmware upgrade first. My personal take? This is actually a good thing. It highlights that these modules are evolving, and our tools have to evolve with them. It's a reminder that a no from the software is often just a prompt to take the next logical step, not a final answer. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you run into similar compatibility walls with other modules, and how did you get around them? Drop your experiences in the comments. And here's a practical tip that might save you some time down the road. When you're doing these updates, always use a stable, dedicated bench power supply. A dying battery or a fluctuating voltage during a firmware flash is a guaranteed way to brick a module. A few extra seconds to set up clean power can save you hours of recovery work later. If you found this breakdown helpful and you want to see more real-world diagnostic solutions, here's where I ask for a little help. Hitting the like button. Let's see if we can get this to 1,000 likes. Really helps the channel's visibility. And if you've got a question or a tip of your own, drop a comment. I read them and try to respond. I'd love to see 100 comments on this one. Honestly, only a small percentage of the people watching these videos are actually subscribed to the channel. If you found value in this and want to support the work that goes into making these deep dives, hitting that subscribe button is the single best way to help Baabji Motors grow. It tells YouTube that this content matters, and it helps us reach more technicians who need this info. It takes a ton of time to research, film, and edit these in-depth analysis videos, and your subscription, along with likes and shares, directly supports that effort. Also, check the description box below. I'll leave links to the tools and gear mentioned in this video. If you decide to pick anything up through those affiliate links, it's another way to support the channel at no extra cost to you. Thanks for sticking with me until the end. Keep learning, keep solving those tough puzzles, and I'll see you in the next one.